Welcome to Black Cell Sports Talk. It's your boy Goody Good. Pledge allegiance to the nation. Hit that like and subscribe button if you're rocking with me. And if not, you can walk the plank and go straight down to Davy Jones' locker. Today we're talking about this guy, number 17. Let's get it.
Kato on the track, damn.
Number 17, number 4, Blackjack. You know what it is. Davante Adams, 6'1", 215 pounds out of Fresno State. Let's get it right. The 2 years that he was there, his freshman year, he had over 1,300 yards, 14 touchdowns. If that wasn't impressive enough, 2013 as a sophomore, over 1,700 yards, 24 touchdowns. Also brought home the Paul Warfield Trophy, which goes out to the best wide receiver in college football. Oh my goodness. Steps into the NFL. First couple of years, he's getting acclimated to the speed, you know what I mean, and everything, the way that the NFL plays. And since 2016, he's had double-digit touchdowns every single year except for one. Last year, he had 1,553 yards receiving, which is ridiculous, all right, and 11 touchdowns. The year before that, he had 1,374 yards, 18 touchdowns. Are you getting what I'm saying, man? The man has had close to 3,000 yards receiving in the last 2 years with 29 touchdowns. And in the 2-year span, he's had a 75% completion rate. That means 3 out of every 4 footballs that is thrown at this man, he's catching. And that's when they're single covering, double covering, and we saw with the Ravens game, triple covering. This dude is a monster. And the expectations of him are very high. I expect very good things from Davante Adams. I think our offense is going to be on fire. And when I talk about our offense as a whole, I'm talking about our receivers with Davante Adams, Renfro on the other side, and our special tight end and Darren Waller with a stable of running backs, main pony being Josh Jacobs. I mean, this offense is going to be incredible. So, when I ask myself, what is Davante going to bring to us? Davante is going to bring a number 1 wideout, which we've been craving for a long time. He's the best in football. You can argue what you want to argue, and that's fine. I'm not saying this biasly because, I'm a diehard Raider fan. Davante Adams is the best in football. Other people will try to sit there and argue, well, Aaron Rodgers was throwing to him. We'll see what he does with his best friend. I don't think his yardage is going to match what he got in Green Bay. Okay, the reason why I say that is because in Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers had Marquez Van Scaling as the second option. Your running back, the running back was probably really the second option with MVS as their second option. We don't have that problem, you guys. Josh Jacobs is not our second option in the pass game. You know what I'm saying? We have Hunter Renfro. We have Darren Waller. Okay? best slot wide receiver, top 3 tight end. They're going to be catching a lot of footballs. So, in my opinion, Davante Adams is going to get around 1,200 yards receiving, maybe 12 to 13 touchdowns. That's what I think he gets, which is great. But what he does for our team is not going to be on the stat line, you guys. He's going to open up the field so much for Waller, so much for Renfro, and so much for the run game. This was a dynamite trade to give up the number 1 and 2 pick, especially how we see how the draft went anyway, right? We now look at how the draft went anyway, and going back on it, giving up the 1st and the 2nd round pick for Davante Adams, it was a steal at the end of the day. Seeing what Miami had to give up for Tyreek, seeing what New Orleans had to give up to trade up to get Chris Olave, seeing what the Philadelphia Eagles had to do to get A.J. Brown, okay? All these guys are great wide receivers, but they're not Davante Adams, you guys. And believe me when I say that, okay? This is not somebody that has the 4.2, 4.3 speed. This is a real wide receiver, a real number 1. Probably the best wide receiver we've had on our team since Randy Moss, Tim Brown. He's up there in that tier, you guys. So I'm excited. Best wide receiver coming off the line. Can't really press him. If you try to single cover him with a DB, you're stupid as a defensive coordinator, because we're going to take that all day long. You're going to have to double cover him and bracket him, which is going to be hard to do because you're going to have to deal with Darren Waller, which you're supposed to be bracketing and double covering. So if you line them both up on the same side, what are you going to do? What if we decide, hey, let's line up Renfro and Davante on one side and do it in with Waller on the same side too? Forget it. Let's line them all up on the same side and then run the opposite direction. Line them up all on the same side and then run a counter in the other direction. That's an easy 5 all day long. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, that's what Davante is going to do for our team. Check out some of these highlights. Where do you guys rank Davante Adams? I want you guys to put it in the comments. Me personally, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to argue with somebody if they only put him in his top 3 or top 5. I'm not going to argue with you. There's a lot of great wide receivers out there. Me personally, I put Tay as the best wide receiver in the game. I'm not saying that just because he's with the Raiders. What this guy does is he's probably the best wide receiver in football coming off the line. He gets so much space within the first 5 yards. He doesn't have the 4.2, 4.3 speed, but don't get it twisted. He's one of the best deep route runners in the game, and he can beat you deep. He's basically uncoverable one-on-one. You're going to have to double team him. In the red zone, he's the best wide receiver in football, and that's why I give him that crown. When it comes to 10 yards in, and you need a touchdown, there's no wide receiver better in football than this dude in the red zone. That's why, 2020 he had 18 touchdowns, you guys. Yeah, man, I'm very appreciative of all you guys support me on my channel. This is a hobby for me, but you guys, still support me and showing love, and I appreciate it. You know what I mean? I'm going to be doing a player profile every week, breaking down a player until the season starts, man. We got a few players to break down. We're also going to be coming up on June 1st with the post-June cuts. So tune in for that. And I appreciate you guys. Black Sales, goody good. And I'm out.